I'm your host, Udwaka Mimo. NARC Kenya chairperson Martha Karua has been in the news for most of the past week after reports that she wants to be governor of Kirinyaga County and that she's backing President Uhuru Kenyatta for re-election. There was shock at the apparent U-turn and downgrading of her ambition. The last time she was on Cheche in March this year, she said she would contest the presidency again. Ms. Karua is our guest on Cheche this morning. We also have with us in the studio our panelists, Nsegi Njao and Charles Oziambo, both of Royal Media Services. I'm sure, and we are sure, that you have questions for Ms. Karua, so do text them to us on 22422 or tweet us using the hashtag Cheche. So, good morning and welcome to the show, Ms. Karua.
Thank you.
So let's clarify what you want first. You want to be governor of Kirinyaga County?
Yes.
Why?
For the 2017 elections.
Why?
Because I feel a call to serve the people of Kirinyaga, and after discussing with them, I have agreed that I should run for Governor Kirinyaga. Well, and I'm already on the ground. Yes.
Well, previously the call was a national one, so why is this now?
The national call is still there, but it's now been given a back banner for the 2017 elections. I want to serve the people of Kirinyaga if they permit me.
Is this, so would you accept that this is a downgrading of your ambition?
No, it's not. In service, there's nothing like downgrading. Counties are as important as the national government, and the transformation, real transformation in this country is going to come from the counties. That is how we shall transform Kenya, a county at a time, and eventually all the 47 counties will propel Kenya
would you say
to serious development. So a county is as important.
Would you say that therefore it looks like you made a mistake when you first ran for the presidency?
No,
Last time, instead of starting with the governor, then you go to the presidency.
I have no apologies for that, and it is very important that people be given choices. And I played my part by giving the people of Kenya those choices when I ran for president. I traversed this country more than any other candidate, I believe, and I explained to the people what I felt I could do for Kenya. I played my role, enhanced our democracy by giving people choice. And it is important that for any post offered, as many people come out, so that people have a menu from which to choose from.
Is this a personal decision or a call from the people of Kirinyaga?
It is, I would say it's, I will not run away from the personal, but in consultation with. Yes.
I'm asking that because in the last elections, in the whole country, you had about 40,000 votes.
Yeah.
Kirinyaga County has more than 40,000 votes. If they believed in your leadership abilities, how come they didn't give you more than 40,000 votes?
They made their choice for the president they wanted, and I have to respect that. The same people have now called me to serve as governor. Remember that I've served those people for quite a long time. So the fact that they gave me I got only 40,000 votes in Kenya doesn't mean that people do not accept my leadership abilities. For every seat, only one person can be elected. In 2013, people made their choice for president. I respect that. I'm now vying for governor. I will respect their choice as well.
What about your party?
NARC Kenya.
Because you say that it's a personal decision, you're heeding the call of the people of Kirinyaga. Where does your party come into this? Because when you went on sabbatical, you said that you focus on building your party. So how does not fronting a presidential candidate square with the establishment of a strong NARC Kenya?
We have discussed this in-house in NARC Kenya, and NARC Kenya made a decision that we are still in the process of rebuilding the party, and we are in about 30 counties at the moment. And when we assessed the progress of the rebuilding, the party felt that 8-2 was not ready to field a presidential candidate in the forthcoming election. So NARC Kenya will not be fielding any presidential candidate. We shall concentrate on rebuilding the party, and we shall field candidates in all the other posts when we get candidates.
Will the party be backing any presidential candidate?
The party is flexible. Those 30 counties are spread all over Kenya. We felt that as a party, we will not make a decision on backing one presidential candidate. We'll leave it to our branches to make their choice. And when I was speaking in Kirinyaga last week, we were articulating the decision of the Kirinyaga branch. And I know most of the branches in the Mount Kenya area, speaking to the chairman within the party meetings, they're very clear that they'll be backing President Uhuru. And I have to respect their choice.
So we clarify your position then. Your Kirinyaga party, the local party will be backing President Uhuru Kenyatta. Will you be backing President Uhuru Kenyatta?
I think it's not fair to ask me that, any more than I can ask you which presidential candidate you will back. I think we have to have a culture of respecting the secrecy of the ballot. Even the Kirinyaga people, I will not quote a person and say so and so told me, but collectively we can talk about it. Let us enhance the secrecy of the ballot. It's a democratic process, but when I say that in that region that is the feeling, we leave it at that. You see, I will respect what my people want, but beyond that, I am not going to talk about whom I vote for any more than you can tell me whom you're going to vote for.
I don't think you're asking about who you're going to vote for.
Yeah.
In fact, I saw a joke the other day.
Asking me whom I'm backing is the same as asking me who I'll vote for.
But Mheshimiwa, one thing is clear. You're not just Martha Karua. You're not a normal citizen. You are an opinion shaper. You contested the last presidency. You had 40,000 votes. There are people who look up to you to make a decision, to help them,
I thought you said the
guide them in making a decision.
Are small, now you turn it the other way.
Small or big, it's still a number. There are more than one person who look up to you for opinions.
Yeah, I forgot.
What is your opinion?
My opinion is that every person, choices are individual, and everybody has a right to choice. That's why the menu, even political parties are many. It's a menu for you to choose from. Candidates will be many. In all the 6 posts, not just the presidency, for people to choose from. I want to respect choice as an individual.
Ms. Karua, how would you respond to people who say that you're hedging your bets? Okay, you have been working with the opposition. You're not...
because NAC Kenya has been in the opposition. We are in government.
And you were quoted from Kirinyaga last week as saying that you now back Uhuru Kenyatta. So can you qualify that statement?
I'm not going to qualify it because it was accompanied by a clip which you as a media person can decipher. You know, trying to get me to, you make an interpretation and then you want me to discuss it. I don't think it's fair. I've already said what we said in Kirinyaga, and I'm not going to go beyond that.
If you're chairman, the chairman of the NAC Kenya in Kirinyaga, also.
I'm not the chairperson in Kirinyaga.
If they, the chairman, and the members of your party choose to support and campaign for President Kenyatta,
they've already said they will support him.
They will support and campaign for him.
Yes, it goes without saying.
So where are you now yourself in that?
I respect their decision, you see, and I do not think that this sitting is to interrogate the decision of the people of Kirinyaga. We ought to respect their choice.
Which we do, Mheshimiwa, considering the fact that you've said NAC Kenya has...
I have no problem. Let me first please clarify. I have no problem with the choice of the people of Kirinyaga.
Considering that NAC Kenya has 30 branches, 30 branches in 30 counties in the whole country, and you say each country can decide to make a decision on which presidential candidate to back. These people are standing on ideologies. So what is NAC Kenya's ideology in this case?
Now, when you say ideology, let's look at the manifesto of each political party. They look like they're borrowed from one another. So there is no contradiction whatsoever. The contradiction comes in whether people will walk the talk. But if you're talking about manifestos, about the political party constitutions, I think we are a lazy lot. People just pick up the one that comes first, and they read that they are copied from one another. We say we are social democrats. Check how many parties say they are social democrats. I think our political maturity will be in people being able to track whether you are preaching water and drinking wine.
That's as a country?
Yeah, as a country. And that's what I'm saying, that eventually the revolution in this country will come from the counties. That's where we must deepen the understanding of our constitution, nurture democracy, enhance the people's participation, and mature our democracy.
So what does being governor of Kirinyaga accomplish? What difference do you make?
A lot. Being governor is equivalent to being president, only you're being a president of just a small section of the country. So you can be able to roll out programs, do things. It's a service, it's an opportunity to serve. I believe in good governance. It's an opportunity to demonstrate it in the county of Kirinyaga. It's an opportunity to demonstrate service, to improve the lives of the people. Devolution is supposed to take governance to the people, closer to the people, improve service delivery. It's also supposed to take resources to them. And devolution is taking resources. And there are counties that are trying. And we must thank all the governors who have been the first governors of the counties. It's a difficult job, and it's a job that had no, it's uncharted territory. So there are things that can be done.
And so what would you like to do for the people of Kirinyaga?
Better governance, and there are 4 areas that any county must focus on. Health is very important. People need to be healthy to be productive. Education is very important to all Kenyans. It's an area we must look at. Infrastructure, which includes roads, water, electricity, communication, etc., are areas we must look at to give life to the county. And Kirinyaga is an agricultural county. So those are the areas I would focus on without going to the nitty-gritty. Because at this time, I'm consulting with the people to be able to come up with a manifesto that, includes and responds to the needs on the ground, rather than imagine that I know alone what it is that the people would prioritize. It's better to have that discussion.
It sounds as if you've just made the decision to become governor of Kirinyaga, but you haven't thought through it. Which is
I have thought through it, but I must combine those thoughts with the thoughts on the ground.
As late as August, you still wanted to be president.
Yeah.
In October, Kirinyaga County governor. What happened in between?
May I tell you that listen to all those clips of this year. See whether I gave you a date when I ran for president. Because it's a question of interpretation. You see, the question for any seat, you must assess your readiness. If I'm running for president, I must be ready to traverse the entire country. I must have my machinery on the ground ready. You see? So a party, an individual, you assess the readiness. And if I feel that it is not opportune, and I also am discussing with people on the ground, because this idea didn't just come yesterday.
No, you're running.
There have been conversations with various people, and I had not quite taken the idea. Then finally I say yes, because for me, in service, there is no big or small post.
So why governor and not member of parliament, where you had excelled?
But if I have excelled for 20 years, why would I return to the same job, surely? Why shouldn't I go? In fact, if you ask me why governor, I'll ask you why not. Yeah, that's the reply. Why not?
You're running for...
Yeah.
You are running for governor of Kirinyaga through Nakenya, your political party.
Yes.
And you have agreed that the majority of the people there,
yeah,
they say they are going to vote Jubilee.
Yeah, to support President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Which means he is not in Kenya. He is in Jubilee.
Yeah.
Now you will be running against a candidate who is Jubilee.
Yeah.
And your party is NAK Kenya.
Yes.
How fair do you think it?
It is as fair as it was when Uhuru Kenyatta supported Mwai Kibaki in 2007 in Kano without necessarily joining PNU. It's a matter of choice. If NAK Kenya had a presidential candidate, then it would be a contradiction, because you ought to support a candidate of your party. But NAK Kenya has opted not to field a presidential candidate. There is no contradiction whatsoever. And I respect the choice of the people of Kirinyaga and any other branches. I know most of them in Mount Kenya region will be supporting President Kenyatta.
My point was about the election of a governor in Kirinyaga.
Yeah.
Against a NAK Kenya candidate against a Jubilee candidate.
Didn't it happen in Nyeri with Gachagua?
It did.
You know, we are talking as though these things don't happen. It happened in Nyeri with Gachagua. GNU was supporting the president, and Gachagua was a GNU candidate. It happened in Machakos. But just a minute, not Machakos, Makueni, where Kibwana was elected on his Muungano party, yet they were supporting CORD. They were in sync with the general mood in their area on the presidential candidate. So these are not things that have not happened.
But in your case it's different, because you are not categorical. You are not categorical that you are supporting the president. It is your chairman.
Listen, you want me to come here and start telling you how I will vote?
No, not vote.
I will refuse to be boxed in.
No,
okay?
We are not asking about voting. We are asking about campaigning.
I have already said that I'm okay with the way, the choice my people are making.
But you are not.
Beyond
what
that,
about yourself?
You are not going to get me to swear. I think this is a very unfair way of doing it. Can you tell me whom you'll be supporting, because you are a voter as well?
No,
you don't want to do that because you
I'm
have
not a
viewers.
politician.
You have viewers, but as an individual you have a vote.
I'll go and vote on that day.
But you have viewers you do not want to antagonize. I am the national chair of a party currently in 30 counties in Kenya. We allowed our branches to make decisions. I will not make a pronouncement that will compromise a branch that does not agree with the Kirinyaga branch. So for the same reasons, you as Mutegi cannot tell me whom you will vote for or support. It's the same reasons. I am not going to tell you. I'm going to maintain the secrecy of the ballot, but I'm saying categorically that I'm quite okay with the choices my people of Kirinyaga are making, and I will not see any difference you tell me.
The difference between you and me is that I'm not a politician.
And you're not going to campaign anywhere.
And I'm not going to campaign. I'm not going to look for any votes. But you need votes.
I have already...
I don't need a vote myself.
I am a national chair of a party that comes from 30 counties. It spreads throughout Kenya. I must not make statements that take away the choice that the party has already given to our branches countrywide. It would be totally unfair. It would be undemocratic. And I think in Kirinyaga, when I tell my people I'm okay with their choice, they understand me. I need not go beyond that. If you don't understand, my people do.
Suppose your people ask you that, can you...
They will not ask me.
Can you go to Jubilee?
Mheshimiwa, is this a decision for convenience?
Yeah.
What do you mean for convenience? Don't you make decisions that
are convenient,
that are good for you, both convenient and good?
Yes, I do. So did you make a decision that is convenient?
I'm making a decision that is good for me and for my people.
I suppose your people ask you, since we are supporting Uhuru Kenyatta, why don't you join us to support him, so that we can also support you?
Join us? What do you mean by join us?
They will be campaigning and doing everything to ensure that Uhuru Kenyatta is elected. They will ask you, can you help us, so that also we can also help you? What would you
cannot tell me, suppose I've been with them and that is not a conversation. So don't try to put a conversation that is not there. They've told
it will come.
Listen, I've been there. They've told me what they want, and I've told them I'm okay with it. And once we had that conversation, they also are telling me they're okay with me. So what is this other conversation you're bringing? We have an understanding. That's what I'll say. Yes.
Okay, so we're coming up to taking a break, and the question that we have asked our viewers this morning on Cheche is whether your decision to be the next governor of Kirinyaga County is one of expediency or pragmatism. How would you respond to that question?
I'll just ask you, even in your own personal decisions, and every Kenyan, you make decisions that are good for you, so they would fit whatever description you give. I do not know why in politics we are expected to make careless decisions. You weigh, you consult, and you make a decision that is for the good of the people and your good as well.
Yes.
And
so when you
it's as simple as that.
So when you consulted, and you're consulting with people whom you trust, whom you respect, what reason were they giving to encourage you to become governor of Kirinyaga?
My track record, for instance. They believe I would give them service, and in that discussion I told them that I would not leave my party, NARC Kenya. And therefore, as we talk, I'm on the ground recruiting, and it's going on very well. Kirinyaga was NARC Kenya before, and I'm recruiting to get it back to NARC Kenya. And that has no contradiction with their support for President Uhuru.
I don't know that's true.
Yeah.
Is Kirinyaga NARC Kenya?
We are recruiting to return it. That's what I've said.
Was it ever NARC Kenya?
Was it ever NARC Kenya? How did I get elected in 2007? 2002 we were NARC Mwenge. 2007 we were NARC Kenya, but NARC Kenya was a corporate member of PNU. How can you doubt? I'm the one on the ground. So everybody in Kirinyaga was NARC Kenya, forwarded to PNU by NARC Kenya. That was the position.
Is there any glaring shortfall that the people of Kirinyaga told you they want you to satisfy as governor in the current leadership?
Of course, but I'm not going to be drawn into discussing the serving governor. When election time is called, I will be liberal. At the moment, I'll let him serve, and I'll let the people of Kirinyaga judge him. But obviously we have discussed several things. But I want to give him his time until elections are called.
Okay.
It's important that we let people serve their term, and I shouldn't weigh too heavily right now. Yeah.
So we have to take a break now. This is Cheche. We're live on Citizen TV. Our SMS number is 22422, and on Twitter the hashtag is Cheche. We'd like to hear from you. We'll see you after the break.